What's this sound like? Does it sound good? What's this sound like? Okay. Cool. Play. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, go back up here. So we're going to perform phishing using Shellfish in a phishing attack. An attacker poses a legitimate website or company by representing a fake domain name, building a lookalike website, and then mailing a link to the fake website to several users. When users click on the link, they are redirected to the fake web page. Oh, hey, what's up? Hello. Hello. All right. Mailing a link to the fake website to several users. When users click on the link, they are redirected to the fake web page, where they are lured into sharing sensitive details such as contact details, account numbers, or credit card information, without realizing that they are on a phishing site. So it looks like Facebook.com or whatever site. I think you guys saw the lab where we copied the website. We actually just did that recently. So in phishing attacks, phishers can target individuals who avail bank and online payment services. They send messages to bank customers that claim to be from a bank and appear legitimate because attackers use manipulated URLs and website forgery to deceive victims. Not really realizing that they are on a fake website, users provide their personal information and bank details. However, it is not only bank customers who are targeted. Hackers are also increasingly engaging in spear phishing campaigns against bank employees. So yeah, if you work for a bank, not fun. Various phishing techniques include spear phishing. So spear phishing is a targeted attack aimed at specific individuals within an organization. Now these terms here are needed. You need to know them, especially if you're taking Security Plus. So just kind of remember that. Spear phishing, a targeted attack aimed at specific individuals within an organization. Whaling, an attack that targets high-profile executives like CEOs, CFOs, politicians, and celebrities who have extensive access to confidential and highly valuable information. So big fish, little fish. Farming, an attack in which web traffic is redirected to a fraudulent website by installing a malicious program on a personal computer or server. Spimming, a variant of spam that exploits instant messaging platforms to flood spam across the network. Kind of feels like maybe those Twitch ads, perhaps, where they tell me to buy followers. Might be a form of spimming, at least in my opinion. That is just my opinion. Shellfish is a phishing tool used to obtain user credentials for various social networking platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. It can also provide the victim system's public IP address, browser information, hostname, and geolocation. That's all very terrifying. All right, here we will use Shellfish to mount a phishing attack with a cloned Instagram login page. Oh, we're doing Insta this time. All right. Love me some Insta. All right. So you are supposed to do Control-Alt-T, but that command doesn't work in here for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. It doesn't work in the Parrot. It does work in Ubuntu, in Kali. I don't understand why Parrot's so special, but it is. All right. So this command takes us to the sign-in for root. We know the root password. When you type the password, it does not show you typing. So just something to take into consideration. Look, they still even say that. Password that you type will not be visible. All right, so now what you want to do is we're in the home attacker desktop file. We just want to go to the home file. And that little tilde means you are there. So that's why we CD that. And if you just don't put CD with anything, then it just kind of goes to the home. If you cd/desktop. Oh, I got to do every single one. Gosh, dang it. So, computer works like a tree in which it has connections. And so you have to have each file. Oh, too many arguments. Sorry. So each file has a connection. They're connected. There is the circle of life. All right. Anyways, so you can't just go directly to a file. You have to find the origination of the trunk of the tree, perhaps, and then you can branch out. Whether that's up or down, branches or roots. But yeah, you kind of need to know where you're going. I don't know where I'm going. Another good command is ls. You can use it in, Linux or Windows, and it just tells you all the files. So from here, we see desktop is here. We've got GhostEye, PowerSploit, PhoneSploit. We can go into each of those files, right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going into Shellfish, which is up here. Why is it not highlighted? There we go. Oh, anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to type cd and Shellfish, because we are Shellfish. Right. Now it tells me, hey, this is where you're at. It tells you the file location that you're at, which is nice. I like that. I can appreciate that. It can get really easy to get lost in all the files, especially when you're on like a terminal or a command prompt. So it's nice, gives you a heads up. All right, so chmod, right? Oh my gosh, what does chmod do? I think it's, I've learned this before, but I forgot. Let's see. I'm just trying to reinforce what I'm learning here. Chmod command. Linux or Unix or Windows. So the chmod command allows you to change the permissions on a file using either a symbolic or numeric mode. So chmod is the command and system call used to change the access permissions of file system objects, sometimes known as modes. It can also be used to change special mode flags such as set UID, set GID flags, and a sticky bit. Okay. So we're trying to change access to this file. All right. Good. Let's go back here. So we are trying to change the file's access permissions. All right, so we're changing the file's access permissions. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, I forgot .sh. That was my bad. I'm getting so caught up in it all, in the terminal windows, we're going to shellfish.sh. Look at this. Developers assume no liability and are not responsible for any misuse or damage caused by shellfish. So important for you guys to understand. We do these things ethically, right? We don't do mean things to people. It's not right. It was actually interesting. So for this course that's provided by EC Council, they got hacked after they taught somebody how to hack. And so now they do a non-disclosure agreement where you have to sign it and say, I will not do these things for bad purposes. Now I'm trusting you all to be big boys and big girls to use it only on systems that you have authorization to use it on. Now I'm giving you this knowledge and power so you can use it for good. Because with great power comes great responsibility. All right, so we're trying to shellfish Instagram, so we did that. In this example, we will clone the Instagram login page. However, you can clone any website with even options. So look at all these clones. Netflix, man. Oh yeah. Origin? Ah, that's funny. I don't think anybody uses Origin anymore. Oh, Pinterest, dude. Wow. All right, so in the choose a port forwarding option, type 2 to select ngrok. Enter. A malicious link to a cloned version of the selected social networking site appears next to the instruction. Send this link to the target. Copy the link. Send this link to victim. Well, there we go. Control-C. Oh, crap. I think I hit Control-C to exit. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Haha! Having successfully created a clone website, we're going to send it link to the victim through an email and try to trick him or her into clicking it. Select a web browser and open your email account. In this example, we're using Mozilla. I'm not going to open my email. You compose a fake but enticing email to lure a user. Insert the link, and then you want to hit in the edit link window, paste the copied malicious link in the web address field, text to display, click here, and click the OK button. So here they show you. So you want to hit edit link, and then you put in the fake web link, and then you put in what you want to display. This fake link should appear in the message body as shown in the screenshot. Verify the fake link is linked to the correct clone site in Gmail. Go to link, pop up, verify. Then they want us to go through as the other machine and opening the email. So they'll be presented to the Instagram page. The victim will be prompted to enter his or her username and password into the form fields. When the victim enters the phone number, username, or email and password and clicks login, she is redirected to the legitimate Instagram login page. So, dang, we just got your info. And then as soon as the victim opens malicious link information, I'll give you all that stuff. Cool. That's how you fish. Fish. All right, so how do we detect these type of phishing attacks? All right, let's cancel that for now. With the tremendous increase in the use of online banking, online shares, trading, and e-commerce, there's been a corresponding growth in incidents of phishing being used to carry out financial fraud. So as a professional ethical hacker or penetration tester, you must be aware of any phishing attacks that occur on the network and implement anti-phishing measures. Be warned, however, that even if you employ the most sophisticated and expensive technological solutions, these can all be bypassed and compromised if employees fall for simple social engineering scams. All right. The success of phishing scams is often due to users' lack of knowledge, being visually deceived, and not paying attention to security indicators. It is therefore imperative that all people in your organization are properly trained to recognize and respond to phishing attacks. It is your responsibility to educate employees about best practices for protecting systems and information. In this lab, you will learn how to detect phishing attempts using various phishing detection tools. Lab objectives: detect phishing using Netcraft, detect phishing using PhishTank, Overview of detecting phishing attempts. Phishing attacks are difficult to guard against as the victim might not be aware that he or she has been deceived. They are very much like the other kinds of attacks used to extract a company's valuable data. To guard against phishing attacks, a company needs to evaluate the risk of different kinds of attacks, estimate possible losses, and spread awareness among its employees. Let's see. Detect phishing using Netcraft. The Netcraft anti-phishing community is a giant neighborhood watch scheme, empowering the most alert and most expert members to defend everyone within the community against phishing attacks. The Netcraft extension provides updated and extensive information about sites that users visit regularly. It also blocks dangerous sites. This information helps users to make an informed choice about the integrity of those sites. Here, we'll use the Netcraft extension to detect phishing sites. All right, so you go to Netcraft website. I'm probably not going to do all this because it's probably going to want to be able to detect my phishing, but we'll see. Anyway, so you go to Netcraft, you click accept, click download, get it now, add to Firefox. So we'll just go through the process of putting the Netcraft onto your browser. So Firefox is highly recommended by a lot of cybersecurity professionals. Let's see if I can get it to go. Goodness gracious. I think I broke Firefox or the virtual machine, one of the two. Okay, come on. All right. So we go to the Netcraft website. Someday a screenshot will show up. Okay, and so you find out more about your browser. And see, look, it's just protecting yourself from cybercrime. Ensure you don't get tricked by criminals. All right, you click accept. And then what you do is you download from the top right corner of the page. I look download button. We're getting it for obviously our Firefox. That's why we click on the Firefox symbol. Okay. When the add, click add. If the Netcraft, say okay, got it. So I'll say okay, got it. After installation finishes, you can hit restart now. Restart now on the browser. I didn't see anything. Netcraft extension. Now in the address bar, the browser, place your mouse. Click. Okay. Then hit enter. Risk rating 0. You can report this site if you want to. Dialog box appears displaying a summary of information such as risk rating, site risk, site rank, first seen and hosts about the search website. Now click the site report link from the dialog box to view a report of the site. So, site report. If site information not available, pop-up appears. Ignore it. If you attempt to visit a website that has been identified as a phishing site by the Netcraft extension, you will see a pop-up alerting you to suspected phishing. Here, for demonstration purposes, we're using Corona Festas to trigger Netcraft extension. All right, let's copy that. Oh yeah, that's right. It doesn't work on a virtual machine. Okay, Netcraft automatically blocks phishing sites. However, if you trust the site, visit anyway to browse it. Click report mistake if to report an incorrectly blocked URL. If you're getting an error in opening a website, try to open other phishing websites or you'll get a suspected phishing page in the Firefox browser. Suspected phishing page. Nice and red for you to see. Okay. Detect phishing using PhishTank. PhishTank is a free community site in which anyone can submit, verify, track, and share phishing data. As the official website notes, it is a collaborative clearinghouse for data and information about phishing on the internet. PhishTank provides an API for developers and researchers to integrate anti-phishing data into their applications. In this task, we will use PhishTank to detect phishing. All right, so we're in our Windows 10 already. We're in Mozilla Firefox. Type phishtank.com. Hit enter. The PhishTank webpage appears. Click on any phishing website ID in the recent submissions. Wow, look at all these IDs. If a notification appears asking, would you like Firefox to save this login for phishtank.com? So don't save. Page appears displaying information regarding the selected website. You can further view details on the site. View technical details. Navigate back to PhishTank homepage by clicking the back button or backspace. I don't know why they don't talk about backspace. Why does nobody talk about backspace? Oops, I went too far back. Let's go forward. In the found a phishing site text field, put it in there. Click the is it a fish button. You can examine any website of your choice for phishing. If the site is a phishing site, PhishTank returns a result starting that the website is a fish, as shown in the screenshot. Verified, a fish. He found a fish. All right, there we go. Cool. PhishTank. So yeah, that was fun. So many tools. All right, so audit organization security for phishing attacks. Social engineers exploit human behavior, manners, euthanism, euthanasia? No. Enthusiasm? Yeah, enthusiasm. That's what that word is. Oof. Man, this is rough today. Enthusiasm toward work, laziness, innocence, etc. To gain access to the information resources of the target company. This information is difficult to be guarded against social engineering attacks, as the victim may not be aware that he or she has been deceived. The attacks performed are similar to those used to extract a company's valuable data. To guard against social engineering attacks, a company must evaluate the risk of different types of attacks, estimate the possible losses, and spread awareness among its employees. As a professional ethical hacker or pen tester, you must perform phishing attacks in the organization to assess the awareness of its employees. As an administrator or penetration tester, you may have implemented highly sophisticated and expensive technology solutions. However, all these techniques can be bypassed if the employees fall prey to simple social engineering scams. Thus, employees must be educated about the best practices for protecting the organization's systems and information. In this lab, you'll learn how to audit an organization's security for phishing attacks within an organization. Audit organization security for phishing attacks using OPHISH. Goldfish? In phishing attacks, attackers implement social engineering techniques to trick employees into revealing confidential information of their organization use social engineering to commit fraud, identity theft, industrial espionage, and so on. To guard against social engineering attacks, organizations must develop effective policies and procedures. However, merely developing them is not enough. To be truly effective in combating social engineering attacks, an organization should do the following: disseminate policies among its employees, provide proper education and training, provide specialized training benefits to employees who are at a high risk of social engineering attacks, obtain signatures of employees on a statement acknowledging they understand the policies, define the consequences of policy violation. Task 1. Audit organization security for phishing attacks using Ofish. Ofish is a web-based portal for testing employee susceptibility to social engineering attacks. It is a phishing simulation tool that provides an organization with a platform to launch phishing simulation campaigns on its employees. The platform captures the responses and provides MIS reports and trends on a real-time basis that can be tracked according to the user, department, or designation. Here we will audit the organization's security infrastructure for phishing attacks using Ofish. Before starting this task, you must activate your Ofish account. Reset your password. Create new email phishing campaign. Then select country. Select templates, sender emails, import users info. Click import in the batch account, landing page. Yep, confirm, alert. One of the phishing people's. So you can tell people that they've been phished. Enabling macros, man, that's mean. You can see a report of all the people you phished. Cool. That is social engineering in a nutshell. Let's see if my training says that I finished that. What? I did it. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Gotta redo that. Click. Yes, I went through everything. Oh my gosh. Is anybody else excited about Diablo Immortal? Am I the only one? I feel like, yes, as a PC player, I am upset that there's no cross-platform play. However, I can appreciate a Diablo Immortal that's rated T for teen instead of M. Yes, less gory, less violent, which I'm okay with. But I am kind of bummed out that like I can't play it on my PC, because that would be kind of cool. Is, you know, oh man, I'm on the go, I can play Diablo Immortal, and then when I come home, play Diablo Immortal on my PC. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much here, but I have that with Magic the Gathering Arena. I can play that on my phone, and I can stream it from my phone now with the Twitter. Let me see, is this done? Yes, finally. Okay, so denial of service. The Twitch app has the ability to stream, and it's in beta. And sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. I would recommend, if you are going to use it, you definitely want really good internet. Because if you just try and do it off of like 4G, 3 bars does not work. You gotta have like 5G to have really good streaming. Anyways, It looks like my class is about to start. We'll see. We'll see if he starts talking or whatnot. Turn the computer on.
Recording in progress.
Escape. Escape. All right. So right now what we're looking at trying to do in this lab, it looks like denial of service. I don't know if we're actually going to perform it. It seems like that's what we're going to do. So we're basically going to overload a system to the point where it's just like, I have too many stupid requests. I don't know what to do. So we're going to look at that. If it ever loads. All right. So denial of service and distributed denial of service attacks, DDoS or DOS, attacks have become a major threat to computer networks. These attacks attempt to make a machine or network resource unavailable to its authorized users. Usually DOS and DDoS attacks exploit vulnerabilities in the implementation of TCP and IP model protocol or bugs in a specific OS. In a DOS attack, attackers flood a victim system with non-legitimate service requests or traffic to overload its resources, bringing the system down and leading to the unavailability of the victim's website. I think that's like really important to know. You'll see that in Security Plus, you'll see it in Certified Network Defender, and you'll also see it in Certified Ethical Hacker. And they just kind of beat it into you over and over and over again. So probably want to know that. Or at least significantly slowing the victim's system or network performance. The goal of the DOS attack is not to gain unauthorized access to a system or corrupt data, but to keep legitimate users from using the system. Perpetrators of DOS attacks typically target sites or services hosted on high-profile web servers such as banks, credit card payment gateways, and even root name servers. In general, DOS attacks target network bandwidth or connectivity. Bandwidth attacks overflow the network with a high volume of traffic using existing network resources, thus depriving legitimate users of these resources. Connectivity attacks overflow a computer with a flood of connection requests, consuming all available OS resources so that the computer cannot process legitimate users' requests. As an expert ethical hacker or penetration tester, hereafter pen tester, you must possess sound knowledge of DOS and DDoS attacks to detect and neutralize attack handlers and mitigate such attacks. The labs in the module will give hands-on experience in auditing a network against DOS and DDoS attacks. So the objective of the lab is to perform DOS attacks, and other tasks that include that, but is not limited to. So perform a DOS attack by continuously sending a large number of SYN packets. Perform a DOS attack, SYN flooding ping of death and UDP application layer flood on a target host. Perform a DDoS attack, detect and analyze DOS attack traffic, detect and protect against a DDoS attack. Overview of denial of service. A DOS attack is a type of security break that does not generally result in the theft of information. However, these attacks can harm the target in terms of time and resources. Further failure to protect against such attacks might mean the loss of a service such as email. In a worst-case scenario, a DOS attack can mean the accidental destruction of the files and programs of millions of people who happen to be surfing the web at the time of the attack. Some examples of types of DOS attacks. Flooding the victim system with more traffic than it can handle. Flooding a service such as an internet relay chat with more events than it can handle. Crashing a transmission control protocol, TCP internet protocol stack by sending corrupt packets. Crashing a service by interacting with it in an unexpected way. Hanging the system by causing it to go into an infinite loop. Lab tasks. Ethical hackers or pen testers use numerous tools and techniques to perform DOS and DDoS attacks on the target network. Recommended labs that will assist you in learning various DOS attacks. Attack techniques include perform DOS and DDoS attacks using various techniques. Perform a DOS attack, SYN flooding on a target host using Metasploit. I've done that before. I think it was in CND. Perform a DOS attack on a target host using HPing3. We've done that before. I've shown you that. Perform a DDoS attack using HOIC. Perform a DDoS attack using LOIC. I've never done that. Detect and protect against DOS and DDoS attacks. Detect and protect against DDoS attacks using anti-DDoS Guardian. Okay. I feel like a lot of times these labs are commercials for these companies. A little bit, just a little bit. Perform DOS and DDoS attacks using various techniques. So DOS and DDoS attacks have become popular because of the easy accessibility of exploit plans and the negligible amount of brain work required while executing them. These attacks can be very dangerous because they can quickly consume the largest hosts on the internet, rendering them useless. The impact of these attacks include loss of goodwill, disabled networks, financial loss, and disabled organizations. In a DDoS attack, many applications pound the target browser or network with fake exterior requests, make the system, network, browser, or site slow, useless, and disabled or unavailable. The attacker initiates the DDoS attack by sending a command to the zombie agents. These zombie agents send a connection request to a large number of reflector systems with a spoofed IP address of the victim. The reflector systems see these requests as coming from the victim's machine instead of as zombie agents because of the spoofing of the source IP address. Hence, they send requested information in response to connection requests to the victim. The victim's machine is flooded with unsolicited responses from several reflector computers at once. These may reduce performance or may even cause the victim's machine to shut down completely. As an expert, ethical hacker, or pen tester, you must have the required knowledge to perform DOS and DDoS attacks to be able to test systems in the target network. In this lab, you will gain hands-on experience in auditing network resources against DOS and DDoS attacks, perform a DOS attack, SYN flooding attack on a target host using Metasploit, perform a DOS attack on a target host using HPing3, perform a DDoS attack using HOIC, perform a DDoS attack using LOIZ. Overview of DOS and DDoS attacks. DDoS attacks mainly aim at the network bandwidth. They exhaust network application or service resources and thereby restrict legitimate users from accessing their system or network resources. In general, the following are categories of DOS and DDoS attack vectors. So there's volumetric attacks, consume the bandwidth of the target network or service, techniques, UDP flood attack, ICMP flood attack, ping of death and smurf attack, plus pulse wave, and zero-day attack. Protocol attacks. Consume resources like connections, state tables present in the network, infrastructure components such as load balancers, firewalls, and application servers. Attack techniques. SYN flood attack, fragmentation attack, spoof session flood attack, ACK flood attack. Application layer attacks consume application resources or services, thereby making them unavailable to other legitimate users. Attack techniques. HTTP GET post attack, Slowloris attack, UDP application layer flood attack. So I'm at the tasks portion where I need to perform a DOS attack. However, I'm getting close to class, so I'm probably going to read the rest of this and then probably log off. So SYN flooding takes advantage of a flaw with regard to how hosts implement the TCP three-way handshake. This attack occurs when the intruder sends unlimited SYN packets to the host system. The process of transmitting such packets is faster than the system can handle. Normally, the connection establishes with the TCP three-way handshake, and the host keeps track of the partially open connections while waiting in a listening queue for a response packets. Metasploit is a penetration testing platform that allows the user to find, exploit, and validate vulnerabilities. Also, it provides the infrastructure, content, and tools to conduct penetration tests and comprehensive security auditing. The Metasploit framework has numerous auxiliary module scripts that can be used to perform DOS attacks. Using Metasploit tool to perform a DOS attack on a target host. Metasploit is really good. Highly recommend. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
That's the way I look at it. All right, how's my audio and video, everyone?